we doing? This is Alex with the Linux Tube. I'm coming at you today with a look at a distribution called Spiral Linux. It's a pretty neat little distribution. It's based off Debian, stable. The creator of it chose that on purpose. It is strictly geared for new users, and the friendliness and usability that they would experience coming from another operating software out there. So let's go ahead and take a look at it and see what it looks like. And this is what it looks like right here. This is it's the KDE version. We're going to go ahead and go to their web page. Let me log in first. And so we're going to go to their web page, and here it is, Spiral Linux. It's at https://spirallinux.github.io. Or you could just Google it, as I did, and it'll take you right. It'll be like, I think, the very first search. The very first search entry at the top. And so you just click on it, and it takes you right to here. Spiral Linux. Welcome to Spiral Linux. Spiral Linux is a selection of Linux spins built from Debian, GNU Linux, with a focus on simplicity and out-of-the-box usability across all major desktop environments. Spiral Linux serves as an alternative live installation method for a highly reliable, customized Debian system using only official Debian package repositories. Spiral Linux features: installable live DVD, USB images around 2 gigabytes in size and carefully configured for a wide array of popular desktop environments. Built from Debian stable packages with newer hardware support pre-installed from Debian backports. Easily upgradable to the testing or unstable branches. Optimal BTRFS subvolume layout with ZSTD transparent compression. It also has snapshots available via the grub menu for rolling back, or for those of you that are transitioning from Windows, it would be the same as restore, your system restore. It's got a graphical manager for flat pack packages, pre-configured already, flat pack theming. I can't talk today, I'm so sorry. Font rendering and color theming pre-configured for optimal legibility. Pre-installed proprietary media codecs and non-free Debian package repositories ready to use. Broad hardware support with a wide array of proprietary firmware already pre-installed. That in and of itself is pretty cool, because I know that a lot of the older laptops that have the Broadcom Wi-Fi chipsets, they tend to have some issues with that. So this should more than likely minimize that issue with a lot of people that are coming over that are using the Debian fork derivatives like Ubuntu, Linux Mint, those kind of guys. Extensive printer support already mixed in. Optimal power management. It has TLP already pre-installed. VirtualBox support. Enables ZRAM for swap, which is a faster reading swap for the lower end hardware. Normal users can operate as administrator and the system without reoccurring to the terminal. That's the big thing. They're trying to limit in this distribution the need for new users to go to the terminal in order to install, packages and things, and to get things done. It's pretty much so ready and configured for the average everyday user to use. It is ready to roll. Depends entirely on the Debian infrastructure, thus avoiding the developer hit by a bus concern. And that's a very interesting line there, which it should have been at the top, I think, because what they're trying to say in that is it's simply that the reason why that they are developed it on Debian infrastructure is because Debian has been around forever and has tons of support, tons of developers, unlike some of these other distributions that have come and gone because they didn't have enough development support. The developers gave up on them, or they quit because it was just too much of a task to keep developing and maintaining. So that's why they chose Debian, because it has a strong development base and maintenance base. So basically, as long as you keep updating it, you're going to continue to use Spiral Linux and its features to the fullest. And you don't have to worry so much about it just like losing support overnight and going away. Installed system can be smoothly upgraded to future Debian releases while retaining its unique Spiral Linux configuration. Basically what I just said. The reason and why another Debian distro, the reason why is because of the stability that it has, the development that it has, the maintenance that it has and it offers. So it makes it easy for this developer to maintain these packages because there's not a lot that needs to be written for or changed. Now, to download Spiral Linux, this is where you come to right here. It's on their webpage, right? Now, there is all these different desktop environments available to you with the click of a button as far as hitting the download. You've got the Cinnamon, XFCE, GNOME, Plasma, Mate or Mate, Budgie, LXQT, and then this one here is kind of interesting. It's the Spiral Linux Builder. Basically, this one here is a very minimalistic distribution that you're going to download, and it's got the Calamares installer, and you're going to install. It basically just gives you like an ICE window manager, which is basically a black window that you log into, and from there you type in commands to launch different things. You can download, different applications that way. You could also put in a panel at the top, or a bar at the top, and stuff like that. So it's basically meant for you as an advanced Linux user to customize 100%, set it up the way you want to. I think that's pretty cool. That they're giving that too as well with all these other desktops. I downloaded the KDE Plasma desktop, as you can tell by the panel at the bottom, only because that's the one that I think that most people that are transitioning to Linux are going to want to use. They're either going to use the GNOME one or the KDE one. Most people are going to jump to the KDE one that are coming from, say, a Windows world to Linux because of the familiarity and how it somewhat appears like the Windows 10 panel at the bottom. So anyhow, let's go ahead and take a dive into this and take a look at what it has to offer. So this is where you go to download. You guys got that. So let's close out of Firefox. Before we do that, I should have looked and saw the version of Firefox that it is. Let's see. We're going to go to Help, About Firefox. You're looking, it's the 91.11. Once again, this is not the bleeding edge. This is not the unstable version that's in the repository. This is the stable version. So it's going to be older just to ensure the stability, that it's not going to be incompatible with anything that you're using. So there you go. As far as the launcher app, it's typical. You click on it, it opens up all your launchers. And here you've got your favorites pinned, so to speak, from your Discover software tool, which is basically how you add software. I'm going to enter my secret password. And it should open up Discover, which is the KDE software centric application to download the KDE software that is written by the developers for KDE. It has it all here. You've got different, you can click on here and you see how you can categorize. Like you go to games, it should have 0AD and all these other games that are written for KDE. That's the Discover software. Then if you notice down here, you've got the Synaptic Package Manager right here, which is basically the package manager like Discover, but for the Debian based package manager. So you could use either one if you'd like to install the same softwares. They pretty much will check the same repositories, but you have two versions. One is geared eccentrically for the this KDE one. The Discover one is geared mainly for KDE software, whereas the Synaptic has everything in it. So that is your primary differences between those. You also have the Discover software, which is right there. Your settings, which is where you can customize all of your desktop environment, from your global theme, users, your locking screen, your energy saving, and even your display configuration. This is a render at best, where you can set your resolution when you log in. You can go to workspace behaviors, kind of cool. You can go to desktop effects, and these are where you can enable different desktop effects. It doesn't have wobbly windows, which is kind of cool. You got the cube, which is nice. Screen edge, so you can like tag on certain screen edges in places, and it'll do different things. Blur, background contrast, zoom, just all kinds of different customizations. You could also, as you can see, you can get new desktop effects. If you click right here, it'll take you to where you can get new desktop effects, and you can download them and install them for whatever it is that you like. So, like I said, that's the thing about KDE that is amazing, is that it is one of the most 100% customizable desktop environments out there. You can make it look and feel like anything you want. You want to make it look and feel like Windows, you can make it that way. If you want to make it feel look like Mac, you can do it that way. If you want to make it look and feel like something else, you can do it. You can theme and customize to your heart's content. That's what it's known for. So when you go to your applications, obviously you've got your recents here where you can go to different things that have just been opened. You got your graphics, which comes with, which I thought this is cool. It's got your image viewer, your KDE image viewer, Gwen View. It's also got Color Paint, which is basically like MS Paint. I haven't seen this installed on a distribution in decades. I literally can honestly say decades. I totally forgot it actually exists, to be honest with you. But once again, this is something that new users should see, that even the MS Paint has a free and open source alternative version. So making the conversion to Windows to a Linux distribution can be somewhat seamless. You may have to hunt and peck for a minute to find what it is that you're looking for, but it's out there, or an alternative similar, extremely similar to it is available. And you may have to have a little bit of a learning curve to use it, but nonetheless, you can do this. So I thought that was kind of cool. It also has LibreOffice from the LibreOffice draw that's here. For internet, you have Firefox, you've got Pigeon Internet Messenger, you have Thunderbird as a mail client, and Transmission, which is your torrent downloader for torrent files. A lot of distributions don't come with Pigeon installed. Like I said, they have geared this so that the user doesn't have to get into the add or remove software either at the command line or at the GUI too much. And they have the GUIs there. As you can notice, they've got 3 different ones. Well, they're 2 of the same. One's a root version, and the other one is a pseudo version where you have to enter your password. And then the other one's a synaptic manager. So there's literally a plethora of ways to get to install packages so that the user does not have to get into the command line. Multimedia, you have Clemente, which is the Clementine Music Player, which is a music player. Then you have VLC completely installed right out of the box. VLC is wonderful because it's one of those media players that plays videos and the different, like almost all the different video codecs, if not all codecs are available to it, and it uses and plays it right away. Under the Office section, you have your fax utility involved, your fax address book. You have LibreOffice. You have Ocular Document Viewer, which is like a PDF viewer, already installed. So you've got the full suite of everything that you need to do and to use for either business and or schooling. Settings, once again, you've got Grub Customizer, which that's something that's a little bit more for advanced users. Onboard settings for the on-screen keyboard, software and updates, synaptic system settings, and your tablet, if you have a tablet connected to it, pen tablet. Under system, basically, it's all your system stuff like your K-Wallet Manager, your System Guard, your console terminal, which that's the terminal that's in here. It has HTOP already installed. What I didn't notice is it does not have a, maybe under utilities. It does. It has Kate for the for a text editor, which is good. I like Kate. Your archiving tools are just your standard everyday stuff. is here and available that you would expect from a KDE distribution. Under Lost and Found, it has the Snapper GUI for both root and for regular user, which Snapper is basically, it takes a time shot of your system and it saves it, and then it gives you in your boot, when you boot up, in your grub menu where it tells you which Linux you want to do, any advanced options that you want to install, and then Snapper instances that you can boot from. It's basically allows you to roll back your system should you have borked it some way, somehow. It's basically like your system restore, only you can do it from boot instead of having to boot into safe mode and then do a system restore. Like you would in Windows, you can just do it straight from boot right away. And so that's the applications that come with it. They're already installed. Now with the panel, it's the standard KDE panel. In your pinned taskbar here, you've got your Dolphin File Manager, which is the standard, your Firefox. This is Exposition, which is kind of cool because it just takes away everything and just leaves you with a desktop. That's it. Which is your basic, you can change from different desktops that you'd like. It's your virtual desktop switcher. And then console was not there, but I pinned it there because I like to have console there. And when we open console, it's already got NeoFetch installed, so you can see what you have going on. As you can see, we have Debian GNU Linux 11 Bullseye. It's done on my virtual machine. Okay, it's the kernel 5.18, so it's pretty current kernel. It's got 1,800 packages, which is not too many at all. It uses the Bash shell, KDE, or it's got Plasma 5 in here for the KDE 5. The theme is Breeze and Breeze Dark. Terminals console, and on memory, I'm using 1 gig out of 8 gigs that I have assigned it on this virtual machine. So it's par for the course on KDE as far as resources are concerned. It's not light. I've seen some lighter KDE versions in my video Void Linux. I did the KDE version in there, and I was only running it like half a gig on that one. But anyhow, this is the standard norm for KDE. And I think it's okay. There's no problem with it at all. It's very usable. I used to be a KDE guy long before I became a window manager kind of guy. I use i3 now. But at any instance, like I said, you can get KDE lighter. And that's it. On this side is your standard system tray, which has your networking, your clipboard, your volume, and your minimize all windows, your date and time. And pretty much so, this is very nice. The gist of it is it's a standard KDE, but it's already pre-configured and themed for you to be user-friendly as a new to Linux user, or even a veteran to Linux who doesn't want to take the time to really set it up and theme it. It's actually pretty nice. It's pretty snappy. Like I said, it's on a virtual machine, so it can be a little bit tricky sometimes, in virtual machine. But on regular hardware, it should be great. There should be no problems at all with it. If you like it, hey, if you think you might like it, spin it up, test it in a virtual machine for a couple of days, use it. And then if you like it, hey, switch to it. If you're looking for a desktop and you're new to Linux, I strongly recommend this. It has everything set up for you that you need into it, including the additional driver software for like NVIDIA, Broadcom should already be there. So I see nothing really bad. I'm very impressed with this. This developer really took a lot of time to set it up to be what it needs to be. For that user-friendly experience. With that, hey, thanks for watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and join our YouTube channel. And also check us out over on Patreon at the Linux Tube over there. And if you can support us, that'd be great. I'm humbled by every donation that we get and every bit of support that we get. It's a wonderful thing, and I just I can't thank you enough. I really can't, from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate it. If you have any comments or any suggestions on this video or any other videos, or any suggestions of videos you'd like me to do, please comment in the comments below. Let us know what you think. Other than that, hey, you guys keep Linuxing and having a great day. Look forward to seeing you on the next one.